What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the Racy Podcast. This is your host, Cristopher Zamora. Welcome to the show. So today, guys, I want to speak to you about the Terence Crawford fight. Well, actually, I'm mostly more excited about the undercard instead of just Terence Crawford's fight. So I'm about to tell you the fights that are going to happen, like the main ones that are going to happen for this undercard. It's going to be Andy Ruiz versus Gerald Miller. Now, I'm not really sure about Gerald Miller, but I know about Andy Ruiz. Like, he did fought against Anthony Joshua, and he was the very first person that defeated Anthony Joshua in his professional career. He won the title from him, but then he lost it once again to Anthony Joshua. If Andy Ruiz actually defeats Gerald Miller, I think this is a good idea to call out Anthony Joshua. Everybody, I think, is like waiting for that trilogy to happen. Like, I feel like there's unfinished business there, and it'll be so awesome to actually see these two go head to head. But will it ever happen, though? Well, first, Andy Ruiz needs to win this fight against Gerald Miller, and Anthony Joshua, he needs to beat Daniel Dubois. But Daniel Dubois, he's a one tough guy. On his fight against Alexander Usyk, it seemed like he did knock him down. But I don't know, that was like a controversial knockdown. I feel like it was a knockdown. But to be honest, Daniel Dubois, he's a good fighter. And he could probably give Anthony Joshua a good fight. But we will see about that one. For this fight, I do believe that Andy Ruiz is going to win this one. I don't know how, though. It could be a unanimous decision win or a KO win. We will see. And then the next fight, the one I'm mostly more excited about, it is Isaac Cruz versus Jose Velenzuela. Now, for this fight, Isaac Cruz is definitely the favorite. The betting odds right now, it is minus 450, and for Velenzuela, it is plus 330. This is going to be for the WBA Junior Welterweight title. I do believe that this is the very first defense that Isaac Cruz is going to have for his title defense, and this is going to be a good one. Isaac Cruz, like I told you before, he has fought in Gervonta Davis. He gave him a one hell of a fight. He still lost, though, but that was the very first fight I saw of Gervonta Davis, and it was against Isaac Cruz. It was a one hell of a fight, and ever since that fight, Isaac Cruz has been going head to head against good boxers, and he's been beating all of them. The last person I do believe that it was against Rolly Romero, and I think he TKO him around round 8 or 9. And for Jose Valenzuela, now this guy, he's kind of like Isaac Cruz in a way. Like, they both go forward and try to KO the person that they go up against. So that's why I'm looking forward to this one. His nickname is Rayo Valenzuela. His latest fight, I do believe it was against Chris Colbert. Like, I do remember he was on the undercard for, I'm not really sure for which pay-per-view, but this guy against Chris Colbert, I feel like he was robbed on that fight, and he earned his second loss for that fight. Chris Colbert actually won that match by decision. When they fought again, Chris Colbert and Jose Valenzuela gave him a lesson, and he KO'd him on the 6th round on the second fight. So that was good for him, and that was good that he actually did get a KO win against Chris Colbert. Dude, imagine if it was another decision win, and maybe they could have given it to Chris Colbert. That would have really sucked for him, though. And now I'm really looking forward to, man, these two going head to head with each other, going for the WBA Junior Welterweight title. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see that one. That's like the fight I'm looking forward to. That's your co-main event for that fight. And for your main event, it's going to be Terence Crawford versus Israil Madromov. I do believe that Terence Crawford is going to get the win. He's going to be 41-0 against Israil Madromov. Israil Madromov has had only 10 wins on his professional career, 0 losses, and 1 tie. Terence Crawford, man, this guy has it all. He's like very good at his defense, and he KOs his opponents. He's like an all-around great fighter. That's why I do believe that he probably is going to get the win against Madromov. Now, I'm not really sure how Madromov fights, but like, if they gave him a shot against somebody that is 40-0, then he should be a great boxer, right? I don't think they would just give random boxers just random opportunities to go up against the best guy on the division, right? I doubt it. But they're going to fight for the WBA junior middleweight title. Hopefully it's an entertaining fight. To be honest, I don't really watch Terence Crawford fight a lot. The only fight I've really seen of his was him against Errol Spence Jr. And he demolished Errol Spence Jr. on that fight, dude. Wow. That was a crazy fight for Errol Spence. I have no idea how he survived that fight. Damn, it was an insane fight. You have to go see that fight, man. Go check it out on YouTube. You'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that was one hell of a fight. And yeah, those are the 3 main boxing fights that I am looking forward to for this card. And to be honest, let's see how they actually do. Andrew Ruiz has a chance to fight against Anthony Joshua again. And for Isaac Cruz, for that fight, it could probably go either way. But if I'll put my money on it, I will actually want Isaac Cruz to win so he can challenge Gervonta Davis. Like in his post-interview, call out Gervonta Davis and see if he actually wants to fight him again. That's a fight that people are looking forward to. I am looking forward to that rematch again. And also, for Terence Crawford, people are saying that he should challenge Canelo. And he has, gave hints to the people saying that he would want to fight Canelo Alvarez. He mentioned that fight to Joe Rogan because, he went there, a few months ago or in the beginning of the year. He mentioned that he really wants to fight Canelo Alvarez, and it'll be cool for his record. It'll be awesome if he actually gets to beat Canelo Alvarez. But Canelo is busy right now. He's going to fight this guy named Berlanca. I forgot his name. I think that was his last name. Berlanca. He's a Puerto Rican fighter that is undefeated. He's going to fight him on September the 14th, I believe. And we're going to find out how that fight actually goes down. But that's a dream fight, though. Terence Crawford against Canelo Alvarez. That's going to be a great fight to see who is the best of those two. But will we ever get that fight? I don't know, man. I really have no idea. But it'll be awesome to actually see it happen, you know? And now, moving on, guys. SummerSlam 2024 is actually happening tonight. By the time you're listening to this podcast, you will already know who already won. But I'm just going to give you the matches that are going to happen. Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley is going to be the very first match that is going to happen. Now, I have been looking through the storyline for these two, and it's amazing. It's a great storyline. I actually do want Liv Morgan to retain her title. It's for the women's title that they have. Rhea Ripley just came back I think 2 to 3 weeks ago. And it's all about Dominic Mysterio. Dominic is the guy in the middle of all of this. And we'll see, man. We'll see how that actually turns out. Now, the second fight is going to be Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. I will be surprised if Braun Breaker actually defeats Sami Zayn. I think on the last pay-per-view, Sami Zayn won, but Braun Breaker, they actually pushing him to the moon, this guy. And like, they are somewhat comparing him to the new Brock Lesnar. Now, the next one is going to be Logan Paul versus LA Knight. Dude, if LA Knight doesn't win this fight, what is WWE doing? LA Knight needs to win this, man. It will really suck if Logan Paul actually retains. This guy, there's a lot I can say about this guy. He has only just defended the title just twice in his career, the U.S. title. And it's been over like 230 days for him. It's insane, man. It's insane. Not even Roman Reigns defended it that many times. He defended it more than freaking Logan Paul. That's crazy. Bayley and Nia Jax. Now, I do believe that Nia Jax could probably lose this one, and Bayley is going to retain. But maybe Nia Jax could potentially have help from Tiffany Stratton. So, I'm not really sure. Maybe Bayley can actually retain that one. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. This one I'm excited about. They've been building up this storyline since the beginning of the year. And I've been wondering, man, hopefully Drew McIntyre actually gets the win against CM Punk. I'll be so disappointed, dude, if CM Punk actually defeats Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre needs this win, man. He needs it more than CM Punk. Now, Damian Priest versus Gunther. Gunther, man, I feel like he could potentially be like the next best heel in the WWE, to be honest. Like, for this one, I think it's best if Damian Priest actually retains. For this fight, Damian Priest is the babyface, even though he's like a heel in a way. They made him as like the anti-hero for the story, and Gunther, he is the main villain, the heel. That's what they call it in wrestling terms. And now the last match for SummerSlam is going to be Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. Now this match is going to be bloodline rules, meaning that anything can happen. Anybody can show up and help the person. That's how they actually did it in WrestleMania 40 when it was Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. A lot of superstars came in to that fight, and potentially people are hyping up that Roman Reigns is gonna come back for this fight, and we will see, man. We will see if it is true. If it is true, if he actually does come back or not. People will be very disappointed if Roman Reigns doesn't show up. But I think there's a great chance that he actually does show up. There's potentially a good chance that Jimmy Uso, Paul Heyman, maybe even The Rock and Roman Reigns, they come back. The Rock is a maybe, but I'm for sure that Roman Reigns is going to come back. But like, out of those people, who would help Cody Rhodes? Or would they help Cody Rhodes? I'll be so surprised. I'll be so surprised if any of them actually does help him. Or maybe Solo Sikoa, he's probably going to win. Nah, I highly doubt it. That would really be disappointing if Solo Sikoa actually does win that fight. But no, Cody Rhodes has to retain that one. He has to retain his title at SummerSlam. We will see, though. I am excited to see that one. Oh, and the last thing I want to speak to you about is about Deadpool and Wolverine, the movie. This movie, man, it was insane. It has gotten great reviews all around. And to be honest, man, I did enjoy the movie, and I have to give it a 10 out of 10. It was a one hell of a movie, dude. Freaking enjoyed my time watching it. This was very necessary for Marvel, and I think they did a great job. I do believe that it could potentially make over $1 billion, this movie. It was a very fun movie all around. Like, I was laughing throughout the movie, and I was just having a great time. That opening scene, man. That opening scene with him dancing to one of the Backstreet Boys songs. That's Deadpool, man. That's Deadpool right there. But yeah, man, if you haven't seen that movie, go watch it in theaters. Go watch it with your friend or your family. Just don't take the little kids, because it is a rated R movie. Or you could take them if you want, but I don't recommend it. It's not a kids movie. It's a rated R movie, okay? And yeah, guys, that is it for this podcast. Hey, thank you so much for listening. If you guys did made it this far, make sure to actually subscribe to the channel or on whichever platform you are listening to this podcast. If you are listening to it on Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, make sure to follow it. And also recommend this podcast to a friend or neighbor that actually likes listening to stuff about combat sports and pop culture stuff. Maybe they will enjoy this podcast as much as you do. And yeah, guys, that is it for this podcast. Again, thank you so much for listening. Take care and live to the fullest. Bye.